Why does it have to be that way? Why does it have to be that way? I'm pumped the Phillies won in 10 innings. I'm pumped that they won 5-4 in Chicago. I'm stoked that we have a 4-game win streak. I am so thrilled that we are now 28-19 on this season. But why did it have to be that way? I thought that there was an opportunity for the Phillies to just win this ball game and shut the door, and they didn't. And it's funny because I was talking with my buddy today, and I said, Gabe Kapler hasn't really even pissed me off so much this year. There's only been one game where he was really the problem, in my opinion, and let's make that 2 games. I know we won. I take a look at Gabe Kapler and this staff as a whole, and I say, fat F. I did not like what I saw out of the base coaches, and I did not like what I saw out of Gabe Kapler today. So let's talk about it. And with no Baez and no Contreras in the lineup, that obviously helped the Phillies today. But you can only control so much. The Cubs put out a lineup, and you go out there and compete. You can't control who they put in, so take advantage of 2 of their great players being out, and that's essentially what we did at the end of the day. But it did get ugly. It did get frustrating, and I'm going to be honest with you. I was boiling. My blood was boiling late in this ball game, so let's discuss it. The competition was Darvish versus Jake Arrieta, and Darvish early on throughout this game, through the first 5 innings, was solid. He did leave some things over the plate. For example, Odubel Herrera, 89-mile-per-hour cutter that he just whiffs. I thought there were opportunities for the Phillies to take advantage when Darvish was having his time there, and we didn't until about the 6th inning. That's when it opened up for the Phillies. As for Jake Arrieta, he grinded through 6 innings. There were bases loaded opportunities, and he only allowed 1 earned run. Now, I will say this, that 1 earned run, it could have been 0. Andrew McCutchen had a ball out in left field, and in my opinion, he could have gotten to it, but he didn't. It hit off the wall. It ends up getting on third base. That run ends up scoring. So, if Andrew McCutchen makes that play, yeah, maybe Jake Arrieta gets out of the 6 innings that he grinded with 0 earned runs. But he did battle through some bases loaded, tough spots, and listen, he did fine. At the end of the day, he did fine. So this is where the moment switched for the Phillies. We were down 1-0 at this time, trying to find offense. Well, actually, where we start this, it's on the defensive side. Bottom 5, Bryce Harper. It's bases juiced, 1 out. My man catches a fly ball out in right field to make it 2 outs. And with a cannon, a gun, a hose, 96 miles per hour to be exact, guns out a runner at home plate. I believe it was Rizzo. Guns him out. Grabs him out. JT Realmuto with an outstanding tag on the play as well. And that was the momentum. That was the shift where the Phillies in the top of the 6th then take advantage. JT Realmuto ends up knocking in a run. Then Cesar Hernandez with a triple, a 2 RBI triple. We are now up 3-1. In that inning, you also have Bryce Harper with just a great at-bat. You're down 0-2 in the count. He ends up walking, and that helped spark those runs. It was awesome. Bryce Harper was a key piece. I know he finished the day 0-4 from the batting standpoint, but he makes an outstanding play with bases juiced to save runs, which is funny because in that moment, in that inning, they could have scored a run. Rizzo could have came home and scored earlier in that inning, but they held him up. They held him up with 1 out to load the bases, and it essentially costed the Cubs. But Bryce Harper made that momentum switch happen from the defensive side. The defensive side. How many times have I said that lately? So Cesar and JT come up huge in the top of the 6th, and we're up 3-1. Seranthony Dominguez comes in the 7th. Lights out. I mean, it possibly could have been the best Seranthony Dominguez that I have seen. Gabe Kapler puts him back in for the 8th. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with putting him back in for the 8th. This is where I have the problem with Gabe Kapler. He walked the first 2, and there was no sense of urgency to maybe get rid of the guy. It didn't work. Let's make a move. Then there was another hit that happened. Okay, well, how about then you make a damn move? Why is Seranthony Dominguez still in the game? I'm fine with you going back to him because he was so solid in the 7th, but when you see it not being effective, when you see Seranthony clearly struggling, what the hell are you doing? On top of that, he didn't get help from the field. You have Andrew McCutchen, Odubel Herrera, miscommunication, a ball falls in the gap, and then they throw it to Gene Segura. He tries to gun someone out at third base. It hits him. He scores. We're down 4-3 just like that. Poor Seranthony Dominguez, and listen, I always talk about it with the Sixers and Brett Brown coaching and the players going out and playing. It's the same standpoint here. I will say this, with my mindset, the players have to execute. Seranthony Dominguez needs to be better. He can't be that bad, but Gabe Kapler, that's a really horrendous decision to keep him in the ballgame when he was clearly not having it. So it goes on both. I'm not giving Seranthony the free pass, but I'm just saying, Gabe Kapler, you got to use your brain there. I don't understand how the hell you do not take him out of the ball game in the 8th inning. But I do feel bad for Seranthony. He was seriously crying in the dugout. He was crying. He was really upset with himself, very emotional about it. And yeah, I mean, it was a short clip just to see it, and I would have never expected to see him that visibly upset with himself. But at the same time, I kind of like it. It shows that he cares. I'm not saying I like that he's that upset, but I'm just saying it shows that it means that much to him, and he wants to be out there. He wants to be better, and at the end of the day, he needs to be better. So we're down 4-3 after that horrendous 8th inning, and I wanted to vomit my mouth. I was disgusted. My blood was boiling. I was insanely pissed off. Then the 9th happens. Michael Franco gets a double with 1 out. And we don't pinch hit for him. Or, I'm sorry, we don't pinch run for him. That might sound silly. Bro, do you really want to get on Gabe Kapler? That could have potentially been the difference maker. Michael Franco is no fast runner. In that moment, yes, I absolutely pinch run for Michael Franco. What the hell are you doing? We're down a run. It's the 9th inning. Put someone fast on second base. It doesn't come back to bite us, but what is the thought process? What is the thought process? Andrew McCutchen ends up walking. We have Gene Segura up the bat, a guy who hits all the time. He bloops it over first base. Michael Franco scores. We tie the game. McCutchen goes to third. Gene Segura, our first base coach, winded his arm to send him to second base where he gets out. Now you look at the replay. It looked like he got in there, but this is dumb. This is dumb. I think our baseball clubhouse might have the dumbest baseball IQ in the world. You are tied. You are now tied 4-4. Why would you send Segura to second base? You keep him on first, you have McCutchen on third, and you have Bryce Harper up to bat. What the hell are you doing? What the hell are you doing? Now, did I say that there was 1 out? Because at this point there were 2 outs. Because Segura gets gunned out at second for third. So I might have said that there was 1 out. I'm thinking right now off the top of my head. When Franco got the double, there was 1 out. But at that point in time, 2 outs. Why are you sending Gene Segura? Why? What is the purpose? You could have Bryce Harper up with 2 outs with Andrew McCutchen on third base to take the lead if he gets a hit. I mean, it's just dumb. I think we have a horrendous third base coach, and I think we have a horrendous first base coach. That is so ridiculous. On top of, I think we have dumb IQ out in the field at times, too. We might have the dumbest baseball IQ team in the majors, and that's just reality. But we end up tying the baseball game. In the 10th inning, we come up, 1-2 count, 2 outs for JT Realmuto, who hits a bomb. We take a 5-4 lead, and then Adam Morgan and Juan Nicasio shut the door in the 9th. Another thing that I critique here out of Gabe Kapler is Juan Nicasio. I didn't understand the switch and bringing Nicasio in after Adam Morgan and Sean Rodriguez comes in for Cesar. I didn't agree with that in the moment. Once again, it worked out, but I take a look at Gabe Kapler today, and I take a look at that 7th, 8th inning Seranthony Dominguez thing, and that was handled so poorly, in my opinion. It was trash. So For that reason, I give Gabe Kapler a big F today because there was no reason why it should have gotten to that point. Now, if he took out Anthony, put someone else in, and the same thing occurred, I mean, that there's only so much Gabe Kapler can do, but he didn't make the move. And it was clear as day. I'm screaming from my damn couch, get him the hell out of the game. What the hell are you doing? This is atrocious. And it sucks that I'm this fired up after a win, because I should be pumped that we won. But I take a look at it and say it should have never even gotten to that point. There's no reason why it should have even gotten to the 10th. We had control. Once we took the 3-1 lead, there's no way it should have gotten ripped away from us like that. At the same time, you can counter it and say, well, that shows one hell of a squad. To be able to come back from that type of adversity, that type of emotional difference. I mean, we're sitting there, 3-1 lead. Okay, we're going to win. Whoa, what just happened? The ball dropped in between McCutchen and Odubel? Whoa. Gene Segura makes a throw. It hits the guy sliding into third. They're up 4-3. That mental switch, that emotional switch, we bounce back from it. We recover from it. And JT Realmuto comes up clutch once again. He just had a pinch hit, 2-run bomb. And then he responds the next night with that, 4 games in a row. Unbelievable. And let's see what we can do. It's a good start to the road trip in regards to getting the victory. Not so much how it all played out, but getting the victory is the solid point there. Whew, that was nuts. That brought me on one interesting ride. Let me know your thoughts on this. Thanks for watching. See you next time.